Okay, so our lift kit is pretty much all installed, and now it's time to bring in our new big tires that we're gonna put on there. Here's the stock little baby tires off the Transit. We're gonna put some 265s on there. So we got 265 Toyos back here, including the spare that will get mounted to the rear door, but we're gonna have to go inside and trim some of the pinch seam out and possibly cut a little plastic to be able to actually squeeze these things inside there. All right, so here is the stock little wheel, and here's what we're gonna go with. This is the 265 Toyo. It is a monster tire. It's probably a little bit too big, but it's gonna look insane on this van. So the stock wheels, man, these aren't that bad. We're gonna run with them. It's gonna save us like $1,000 in rims. So I think they look great. We're going for it. So typically what happens when you put a big wheel on a Transit is during turning, it's gonna hit this pinch weld right here. So we're gonna have to cut probably a good portion of this pinch seam off, trying to avoid cutting out through the middle of the actual spot welds right here, because that's what we need to kind of hold this together. We're probably gonna have to cut through some of this metal as well, maybe even some plastic. We're not really sure until we get them on there. Every van is a little bit different. Some people will say that they'll go right on with very minimal trimming. Some say you gotta do a lot of trimming. So we're not gonna find out until we actually get the wheel on there and move it through its steering motions. So we just saw by turning the wheel just a little bit how much is actually gonna have to get removed. And that's not even having the tire come up into the wheel well yet. Definitely gonna have to remove the whole inner fender well. Definitely gonna have to trim the pinch seam for sure. And maybe even cut this back a little bit. The front, possibly even trim a little bit of plastic off here, depending on where this tire actually comes up and makes contact. So we'll know a lot more once we actually set this thing on the ground, how much we gotta take off. All right, we are back at the Van Mart. Our Transit now has the Transit off-road suspension on it, the big Bilstein shocks. These 265s, they were tight, but they fit. You gotta do a little bit of trimming. You gotta trim the bumper a little bit. Gotta definitely trim a lot of the pinch weld off. But we are like so pleased with the way it came out and the way it looks. The ride is so good. No more body roll. The tires feel really good on our freeways around here, on our big potholes that we have. Overall, we're just super stoked with like the full package here. We're definitely sitting a pretty stink bug with our van right now, but what I mean by that is we're pretty kicked up in the rear end. That's all gonna drop down a considerable amount once we start packing some weight in here with our furniture and our flooring, bed, cabinets and all that, and it should level it out pretty good. So the overall look will just have a slight kick up in the back, which will be good if you ever wanna hook up a trailer or something like that in the future.